Yeah, that's me, and I bet you're wondering how I ended up in this situation. Well, it all started when I was born. I plopped out of my mother with a huge red afro, and they named me Cheesepuff. Surprisingly, I was bullied in school, so I decided to drop out and pursue my dream of becoming a Rumbleverse champion. Rumbleverse is a competition where up to 40 people compete in hand-to-hand combat, where only the last person standing is named the winner. While competing, you can break open boxes to find upgrades that will give you more damage, health, and stamina, and there's also healing items in the form of chicken. There's also melee weapons you can use, but most importantly, there are books you can find. And once you read these books, you'll unlock special moves that are much more powerful than your base attack. Unfortunately, I never learned how to read, but I'm not gonna let that stop me. I am here to prove to my former classmates and bullies that I am superior to them. I am not just Cheesepuff. I am the flying Cheesepuff. Getting into it, the first few matches turned out how I expected them to go. After picking up a book and trying to read it to gain the knowledge, it just frustrated me. I couldn't understand a word. I tossed the book away and decided I would win this the old-fashioned way. I found my first target. I was nice enough to give him the front row seat ticket to the gun show. After beating him down like he was my meat, he grabbed a hold of me and took me to the skies. I was able to survive this blow, but it didn't matter because I was passed on to the next guy and he had his way with me. The next match didn't go much better as I was hit with an unblockable special move and then hit with an uppercut. In the game after that, I realized yes, I can't read books, but maybe they can be useful in other ways. So I tried to use it as a weapon, and apparently they suck at that too, as I was only able to throw it 1 foot in front of me. Why is it even an option to throw the books if you don't actually throw the book? You're basically just putting it down in a different way. Eventually I found a bat, which is a much better weapon than a book, and I used it to sneak attack this guy. But then I got a reality check. Although I was already punching him, for some reason specials have priority over it. My fist just went through him. I tell ya, all these people who can read think they're just better than me. So I climbed the building and I went back for more. And apparently he is just better than me. Anyways, let's move on. Now is a good time to talk about Super Mode. This is a super ability that you can charge up in the game by collecting stars, or I think by hitting people. But anyways, when you're in super mode, you regenerate health, but you also get a super attack. In order to use the super attack, you need to grab someone, and it will activate, taking you to the sky and slamming you down like those other 2 guys did to me in the first match. This is the strongest move I can use, and luckily I don't have to read in order to do it. After learning the importance of the super mode, I started to get a little better at the game, popping off every once in a while, but never winning. And if I can't say I'm a Rumbleverse champion, what's the point in living? So I trained, and I fought, and I lost over and over again. But then I started learning. This game is a battle royale, and the best way to win battle royales is to be a little baby. That means third party, hit and run tactics, and hiding until you're one of the last teams. So I combined all of the main skills you need to play a battle royale game, and I was actually doing pretty good until I went for another sneak attack and ended up getting stuck inside the wall. After the initial panic and trying to escape, I realized I needed to be at peace with this, so I meditated on it. And while meditating, I had an epiphany. Although playing like a little baby in battle royale games is very effective, to the point where it's almost annoying, and it's the reason I hate battle royale games, it wouldn't truly feel like a win if I avoided every single fight. For this last fight, I will need to call in the spirits of Chester the Cheetah, Pinhead Larry, Bob Ross, and Shrek, specifically from Shrek 2. Okay. Let's do this. With only 8 players left, this was the farthest I had ever made it. These last 7 opponents were the best fighters ever, world renowned for their raw skill. That is 100% correct, do not fact check that. You don't need to, don't worry about it. With how outmatched I was in skill here, I wasn't only fighting to be the Rumbleverse champion, I was fighting for my life.
Capital City, we might be looking at a new champion here. 5, 4. Anything's possible. That's gotta sting.
And just like that, I became the Rumbleverse champion without needing to read a single book. I called up everyone that I used to go to school with, and not a single one of them even remembered who I was. I went ahead and I told my parents what I'd done, and they told me to lose their number. So the moral of the story is, I don't know.